A little bit of a different video. So I'm here at home. My wife is out with the kids. I just had a coffee. I just finished a client call. And it just hit me for a second that I am literally just living the dream life that I always wanted. If I could go back 5 years ago when I was depressed, suicidal even at times, fast forward to today, the difference is immense. The biggest thing that puts a smile on my face today is number one, showing to myself that I actually made this happen. That is the best thing that could ever happen, not because I created this for myself, but because I'm in a spot where I actually help others get there as well. And what's not to like about that? If you are wanting to create a life by design, I want you to stay here for a second, and I'm gonna kind of break down the 5 biggest lessons that I've learned the past years that I think made it possible for me to go from me 5 years ago with depression, anxiety, stress, and not really having purpose to actually build this lifestyle that it's a dream lifestyle because I have time, I love my job, work feels like play, play feels like work. I have 2 beautiful kids and an amazing wife that are out playing, and I'm just waiting for them, having a coffee, having coaching calls with my clients. So if you're curious, I just want you to stay here. Give me 10 minutes of your time. I'm gonna show you the 5 things that literally made it attainable, fun, and effortless for me to shift into this identity and bring you some content that hopefully is valuable. So I'm gonna take you back to December 2020. That is the month where I actually decided to quit my safe 9 to 5 with a very good salary in a place that I could probably spend the rest 15, 20 years working at, to quit my job and actually pursue my own business and working full-time as a coach for LGBTQ people. I had been doing that on and off, kind of like a hobby for the past 3 to 4 to 5 years actually. I tried different ways of doing things, I've tried different businesses, but it was never out of wanting to become an entrepreneur or wanting to live off my own business or achieving time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. For me, it was mostly a way to actually impact my community, to be someone that could be there for the little me that back then kind of didn't think it could achieve the life that it actually always wanted to achieve. And I'm gonna take you back to that time because it wasn't an easy time, and probably you're going through that as well. You know you're confronted with a certain reality, and at the same time, you know you want different, or you want more, or you want better, and you're kind of chasing all the things out there. Maybe you're going into self-development, maybe you are already investing in some kind of therapy or coaching or bettering yourself through books and courses and staying up to date with everything that is going on. But at the same time, you are confused or you lack a sense of direction. You're not really sure what is actually going to work, what is actually going to move the needle. And I definitely sympathize with that because it hasn't been an easy, like, from one day to the other, I got this incredible life and this success. This has been 10 years in the making. But one of the things that I'm most proud of is that through this past 10 years, what I have been able to achieve is stability and is consistency, which is usually one of the things that people struggle the most with, is having that consistency of actually caring for my health, going to the gym, building my physique for the past 10 years. No matter what, if I had 1 kid or 2 kids or business or a lot of clients, I always maintain that as one of my top priorities, effortlessly. And we will get into that later. So back then in 2020, December 2020, when I take that first leap of faith towards myself, that wasn't an easy choice to make. I actually invested all of my savings into a mentor that I knew if I invest this money here, it's gonna be painful. It's triggering me in all possible ways. It's never easy to invest in ourselves. Especially I find as LGBT people, we tend to always look at investing in ourselves as a nice to instead of a need to. And on a certain level that is true because we think getting coaching, therapy, courses, buying books, those are all things that you can only do when you achieve a certain level. But the thing is, without those things, without prioritizing that, you'll never get to that next level that you have within. So we need to actually put in front what we know is gonna hurt or it's gonna make us triggered, or it's gonna make it difficult, and we have that resistance now in order to achieve that is gonna come. Now, the top 5 lessons, and I really want you to listen carefully and take some notes, and especially make note of number 5, which is going to be the most important one that truly shifted everything for me. I wrote them down here on my holy book, the black book. This is literally where I just take notes about myself, about my life, about clients, things, group coaching calls that we have. But here we go. So number 1 is I ditched the being very focused on one thing and shifted into having a holistic approach. I've done that not only for my life, but also I implemented it in my clients' journeys. And just introducing the holistic approach to what we're trying to tackle and what we're trying to achieve shifted everything. Why? Because I understood that most people are trying to curate symptoms. You have body dysphoria or dysmorphia, or you just are not healthy enough, or you feel like you should do more or look better, and instantly you go reach out to a personal trainer, or you download an app that is gonna actually make you go work out. You're actually gonna start doing, the movement, the training, the workouts. Then all of a sudden you realize, oh wow, it's not only the movement, I actually need to take care of how I eat. You go into a nutritionist or a dietitian, or you start researching a whole lot about the perfect diet or the one thing that is gonna solve it all, and you go down that rabbit hole. You realize, oh, I also have this pinch in a nerve in my back, or I have a shoulder pain, or I always get dizzy when I do this and that. Let me go to a doctor and figure that out, or to a physiotherapist and figure that out, or to a chiropractor and figure that out. You realize, wait a second, I'm also very stressed about work and finding purpose and building my career, or finding my soulmate, or I have difficulties in approaching my family, opening up to them, having relationships. Let me go to a couples counselor or therapist of any kind. And this way, while I never kind of want to take people away from doing those things that are very, very important, and I certainly done it myself, what I want to make you realize is that what is going to take everything away for you is to actually focus on the root cause and ask yourself, not what am I lacking, but who am I truly? How is my life built today that I can actually go in and shift that identity, truly transform the lifestyle and who I am, looking at the root cause of all of my problems instead of tackling the symptoms that come up in different areas that literally make the whole difference. And the cool thing is, it didn't only shift my whole life, it also completely transformed the way that I deliver to my clients, and I actually help them getting way quicker results that actually are built to last. Number 2, it's an identity shift. It's working on your mindset instead of just doing or adding to your daily routines and daily habits and to-do lists. What I see myself achieve more and get to levels I never imagined possible, and when I look at my clients doing the same, I see one red thread, and that is we achieve that not by doing more, but by shifting who we are and how we operate. So you probably update your iPhone or your Android phone or your TV, even your apps, all the time, but you never actually take the time and prioritize upgrading your operating system, your mindset, how you think, your beliefs, your values, your purpose, how you see yourself, your self-image, your inner thoughts, and your inner self-talk. Those are not things that just shift or change or get positive or are gonna happen. It's achieved by shifting the identity, meaning the goals that you're gonna achieve are just the byproduct of who you become. I can tell you who I was 5 years ago versus now is two completely different people. And how I operated 5 years ago versus how I operate now is completely radically shifted. And that is why you can not expect to see the results you want by being the person that created them in the first place. If you want to change something in your life, if you actually want to achieve the results that you want to achieve, you gotta become the person that can do that effortlessly. And that's where we wanna go in the mindset and the subconscious mind on top of actually having systems. Which brings me to point number 3 and lesson number 3, that is simplify to amplify. A whole lot of people try, again, different systems, different apps, different mentors, but never truly take the time to go all in on one thing. That is mastering the basics and mastering
easy, simple systems, because either it gets boring or is not working fast enough and you get impatient and you blame yourself or judge yourself for not being as consistent or not moving fast enough. And all that mud in your brain kind of takes away the prize that is to have time to deepen your knowledge and deepen your way of operating. So what I do with my clients and what I see helps me a whole lot is creating systems. Meaning I don't need to act out of willpower. I'm not going to need to act out of motivation. I need to see where I'm at in my life, how I like to do things, how I operate, and then create systems that are gonna support me in my pursuit of, instead of creating more complexity. You wanna keep things so simple that it's impossible to fail, and you know exactly how to achieve everything because you have clarity of mind, clarity of systems, and those systems match perfectly to who you are. They're not generalized systems, they're not a diet or a way of doing things. These are things that you create for yourself, and that's what I help my clients do. So simplify to amplify. Number 4 is create your life by design instead of by chance. And this is what I have been doing. I've been obsessing about creating a life that I envision in my brain first, then I take it out to the 3D reality I have in front of me. And the holy trinity of this is intention, attention, and focus. You see, you find yourself scrolling or doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, maybe even here on YouTube, and all of a sudden you realize your focus is elsewhere, or you cannot stay as present, or your mind is scattered. And this is what is robbing you of actually mastering those few things and keeping them consistent in your life in an easy, accessible way. You need intention to go do the thing. You cannot say, I will try to do my best. This might be the thing. You gotta have a goal and a North Star, a why, this compelling future that you're creating in your mind first. And that has to be an intentional pursuit. Number 2 is the attention. So you give attention to yourself, to how you feel, to how you're operating, to the people around you. And number 3 is focus. What you focus on improves, increases, and you get more of. This is a scientific fact. There is no escaping this. Imagine you see a perfect pair of shoes that you truly, truly love, and you thought, oh wow, I never saw those before, but it looks so sick. All of a sudden you go out, grocery shopping, do your errands, go to school, go to work, and all of a sudden you start seeing a lot of people wearing those shoes. That is because we have something in the brain called the reticular activating system. And that is what focus can become for you. Your brain shuts off everything that is disturbance and focuses on what you truly want and what you actually give attention to, what is important to you. Therefore, you'll see that the second you actually start focusing on what you want and you start having a future creation, vision, and pull, the things that you might want to do, the things that are important for you to get done, and the kind of person you're becoming is going to start showing itself. So you want to create this life by design. You need to start from where do I want to be and then reverse engineer the steps. How do I get there? And you don't need to worry about how will I get there, because you're not the person that can get there, otherwise you would already been there. You got to stay open to the fact that your brain and you as a human is not flawed and is actually a very, very incredible machine with your subconscious mind. So if you have systems and you work on your mindset, you most likely will tap into that attention, focus, and intention and create things by design. Everything that you see around in this office, everything that you see in my life is something that I truly thought about and imagined very clearly. And then with time, I found means and ways to actually bring it to my 3D reality. And I don't want to go too woo-woo, but if there was something that I really wanted and I wanted to get there intentionally, I literally just focus on what are the things that I could do today to influence that result in the future and bringing myself back to that. But to make sure that I was operating at that level, meaning I was actually doing the things that I told myself I would do and I wanted to do, I needed to be in a place where my mind was calm and clear and happy. So my focus number 1 is always make yourself feel good and also learn how to stay present, regulate your nerve system. These are going to be the keys to keep you consistent. Shut off the inner voice that tells you you're not good enough. That's why we work a lot on emotional regulation on top of actually giving you the workout and diet plan, the diet guidance, and knowing what to do at each and every step. Point number 5 is get in the right rooms. So I told you the story of how I actually invested in that coach back in 2020. But I haven't only invested in one coach. I'd invested in courses, in books, in education, in more than 3 coaches at this point and mentors. The most powerful lessons that I learned are always that you are the average of the people you surround yourself with. Every time I had a breakthrough in my life, it came from me hearing from someone else at a different level than myself, saying, this is possible. I've done that. Someone has done that. That is something that can happen to people. And before that, I didn't believe them. If they said, you can actually achieve, you can actually, earn 5K, 10K, 20K, 50K a month doing what you love. That wasn't even an option in the life that I was living before. That wasn't brought up to my attention, to my focus. So it wasn't even something I tried to achieve. Then when I heard that, I started doing it. The same thing is when I heard someone, a little bit of a backstory. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 2. And at some point I was told, like, you gotta take this medicine for the rest of your life. This is not something you can eliminate for your life. You have it, you keep. Then once I was at this conference and this researcher said that they actually had some people getting out of it, stopping medication for bipolar disorder, seeing them not having it anymore. And just that one person planted the seed of doubt. That might be possible. Okay, why shouldn't it be possible for me? And even if it wasn't possible for me, now I have the seed planted of doubt. Maybe there is a different way to do it. And all of a sudden, I started researching and doing things and working on my mindset, working my health. 7 years after, I have not have any symptoms. I stopped taking medications, and I'm not saying you gotta do what I have done, but the point is, or stop taking medication, please. But these are the planted seeds of doubt that sometimes are very, very important. You gotta hear it from someone that is possible. Someone achieved that. There is other ways than the ones I know, all right? I want everybody to learn how to put yourself in the right rooms. You want to stay in proximity with people that walk the talk, that are aspirational to you, inspirational to you, know what they're doing, or they achieve things that you are looking to achieve. And then pay them to get their knowledge. Pay them so that you can implement that. This is the #1 hack that changed my whole life. I invested in myself so that I could be close to people that have done incredible things, and that helped me create incredible things. And that is helping me create incredible things for my clients. So the main points are, do less but achieve more. That is something that I see in all my clients. They have this idea coming into the program that we got to do a lot of things. They probably don't even have time to do all the things that I'm going to tell them to do. And then they're actually surprised when what I give them to do is very little, but it's the 20% that is so important and vital that if you nail that, your life is going to change. This is my mission. I want to be the #1 coach for LGBTQ people, especially in this time and age, to make everybody raise their standards and break their norms to actually go get the lives that they truly want. And how you do that? You do that by focusing on deep health. You focus on your mindset, you focus on your mental health, on your body, on how you look to increase the confidence, actually take charge of your emotions, and build a life by design. If you want to hear more of this, I'm going to produce way more in the upcoming year, but for now I have a couple of videos that you can watch around here somewhere, and I hope this was an important one, and I'll see you in the next one.